Hey Scorpio, welcome in. I'm looking into general energies for the collective, for the sign of Scorpio for August, okay? I've pulled Dakini, the Enlightened Feminine, as your goddess card. Now, she is a priestess. She is beyond real definition by humans. She's above the law. She doesn't have any rules that can keep her bound, and she follows her intuition. The quote on this card is, "My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me." Now on the pre-shuffle, I'm pulling out some pretty powerful cards here. I feel like you're going through a big transformation. I feel like you're really finding a side of yourself that you really enjoy being. And I feel like adventure's probably not the right word. For some of you, you may be embarking on an adventure, but I feel like this is a huge upgrade in your soul and in the reality you're creating around you. I feel like you might be surprising people. You might be a little bit wilder than they expect. You might be doing things they don't expect, stepping out of the boundaries, really embracing your power. Now, for men or women, this is like your feminine power, okay? This is a state of mind that you've achieved. It's enlightenment. It's a state of being everything and nothing all at once. I feel like you're accessing different spiritual levels. You're being upgraded. I can feel you rising up to a new level of consciousness, a new feeling in your being. I feel like you're seeing the world through fresh eyes, and you're taking chances and making leaps and bounds and shifting. I feel like there's a sense of your soul shifting. You're downloading more of the divinity in you. You're connecting more with ideas of the divine. And I feel like I'm hearing whirlwind. I feel like you're allowing yourself to sort of blow with the wind. Something about the sky and the winds and movement and change and the flux and the beauty of the universe really coming through strongly with this card. I feel like some of you may want to Google Dakini, the Enlightened Feminine, okay? And see if something jumps out of the page at you. See what pulls at your heart and pulls at your soul. Maybe something there for you. Okay, I'm going to pull cards now. The World card. Okay, yeah. I feel like your whole world's shifting. I feel like you're really soaring to new heights. You're really finding the stability in yourself. But there's a dichotomy here, because I feel like instability, the stability your soul is finding is making you feel more and more free. So the more grounded you feel, the higher your soul goes. It's almost like opposites here. It's almost like one side of you is getting really solid in your soul lessons, in your spiritual lessons, in the way that you view life now. I feel like you're realizing you don't need the things you thought you needed before. You don't need to rely on anyone. I feel like you realize you are the divine power. You are the strength. You create your reality. You have this authority and this sovereign authority over your own life. I feel like you're feeling your own strength more. You're feeling your own positioning spiritually, cosmically. I feel like you're feeling new power move through you. And I don't mean low vibrational power, the way we've been brainwashed to see it, like, you know, people with guns or whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the true power of enlightenment, the true power of being easygoing, the true power of merging with your higher self. Lovely energy here. Travel may be on your mind with the World card showing up, but I feel like great decisions have been made. I feel like you've learned a lot of lessons. You've come full circle with something, and it's almost like, yeah, there was a lot of disappointment in these lessons that you've learned. You've learned the hard way, but this has toughened you up no end. I feel like your soul's really advanced upwards to a new level of self-sufficiency. Look at this, the Emperor. Here's that groundedness I was talking about. Feeling really rooted and stable in your own being. Feeling really adept at managing your own affairs, relying on yourself, being the boss of your own world. And I feel like you're having fun with this. I feel like if you're not having fun with this, you will be soon, okay? Because you're realizing, oh my God, what was the big fuss about? I have this authority. This authority is mine. 5 of Cups. I feel like your inner child had to go through it. You had to feel certain pains and feel certain emotions and build up certain energies in your non-physical apothecary that you could then transmute like an alchemist into all this solid, grounded power. And like I say, the more solid and grounded you feel, the the more it allows you almost to soar in your soul and soar in your mind. They're pulling me to this eagle here. Like a part of your consciousness is soaring above all life, all 3D concerns, and just feeling the endless bliss of the now moment. Lovely. Show me more for Scorpio, please. 9 of Wands. Definitely asserting your boundaries. Definitely on a journey where you've taken your, you've rolled with the punches. You've taken your blows. You've taken your fair measure of wounds, whether these are emotional. I hope they're emotional. When I say wounds or blows, I mean spiritually, I mean metaphysically, I mean in the way you feel and the things that feel like they're coming at you in life, or the way people treat you. But you've nearly completed something here. Big lessons learned, but there's also something else here that you're waiting on. Notice how we've got the Ace of Wands with the 9, signaling completion. And I feel like you are deciding when this is complete. You're deciding to pick up your wand of power. You're deciding how to direct that wand. Remember, the wand is something that we point and we decide what to create or what to manipulate or what to alchemize, right? So it's in your control. The wand is in your hand here. Great sense of freedom with this Ace of Wands. Great sense of you realizing how powerful you really, really are. And we've got the Knight of Wands here. I feel like you're more up for a fight. I feel like you're ready to go to battle for anything that you want, anything that you wish for. I feel like you're taking the 3D with a pinch of salt now. I feel like you're being much more lighthearted. You may have had an epiphany or a download, something that's connected your consciousness more solidly to other multidimensional sides of you, to other sides of your soul. Past lives that you've lived, right? That you can access now. Because we have to access those Akashic versions of us through our energy field, through our focus, through our consciousness, through, lessons that we have to learn, knowing what to lay down, what to pick up, what to keep, what to leave behind. And it's always good to keep your power, right? And it's always good to have a bit of fight in you for this last leg of the journey, okay? It's good to have that fiery power, to have access to the warrior within you. I feel like you could have downloaded this warrior side of you. Something that's going to help you get through the last little wand cycle, okay? You're nearly completed with something here that's felt quite long and quite arduous and quite demanding of you. But all the demands that have been placed on you, they've turned you into a real beast. And I say that with a lot of love. They've turned you into a real warrior, okay? I always use that word as a positive because I understand what the 3D does to people, okay? We need to become warriors. We need to understand that it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war, right? That's kind of the way I am. And that's what I teach. And there are many ways to be a warrior. It's not all about physical fighting. There are many alchemical battles and situations we find ourselves having to deal with in life. Life is all about that alchemy completely. Okay, we've got the 3 of Pentacles here. The 7 of Swords. Oh, naughty, naughty. Let's see. Okay, this is funny because Spirit's just told me that this could be you slipping away while people are distracted and having fun. Slipping away from something that doesn't suit you in secret. Kind of keeping your cards close to your chest here with the Moon card coming out. You've got support here. You've got support from a community or a group of like-minded people. I don't feel like you're slipping away from this community necessarily. I feel like you do have support, but I feel like you're trying to make a quiet exit. You're trying to sort of take what you can and sort of cut your losses, because I feel like you're just sort of sick of this 9 of Wands kind of situation that's going on. Okay, they're telling me the never-ending story, so I don't know how that resonates for you. But you know what I do with a never-ending story, especially a karmic situation that just keeps going round and round and round? I interrupt the bloody pattern. Pattern interrupt. It's so easy for us to do the things that are habitual, to do the things that we find comfortable. But sometimes you've got to interrupt that pattern. You've got to be the sovereign creator of your own reality. You've got to have the courage to know when it's time for you to go or when it's time for you to slip onto a new and better timeline. This devil just keeps wanting to come out here Let me put him up there so you can see it. This devil, determined to come out, absolutely determined. So there may be an energy in your life that is quite determined to get your attention. 9 of Swords. Something quite energetically nightmarish here. Okay, we've got the Empress. Interesting energy. Maybe you slipping away might cause a nightmare for this devil, but I feel like it's better them than you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking to you through your eyes, through your perspective. So it's the same as like if you went for a psychic reading, that psychic would speak to you through your perspective. And if this devil went to a psychic, the psychic would speak to that devil through their perspective. And we all are trying to build and create the most beautiful storylines we possibly can. I feel like whatever you've got between you, I feel like it's, you know, there's toxicity here with this person. There's low vibration here with this person. There's a controlling energy with this person. You see how this devil's holding this gun? And these docile, well, this one in the hand basket. When I drew these cards, I was thinking go into hell in a hand basket. So I drew a little hand basket. This one's just zonked out. Like, you see these eyes, and I was channeling these cards. It wasn't like I was deciding what to draw. I was just flowing with spirit when I drew these cards. This is the energy of someone who always thought you'd be there. This is the energy of somebody who really didn't care how they made you feel, right? And I feel like they're going to get a taste of their own medicine here. Because you've got things they don't know about, okay? You're keeping your cards close to your chest. You're building allies, network, support. Empress energy. I love this. Look, we've got the Emperor and the Empress here. This is like you being balanced out. You can be a warrior. You can be calm and strong and dignified. And you can also flourish and be the Empress. And you've got these two sides of you balanced out. The holding your position in strength and dignity, and the creating and being soft and calm and beautiful and loving yourself and nurturing yourself. I feel like there's going to be quick movement for you, or a lot of communication with this Knight of Swords coming out. I'm going to clarify these in a minute, but Magician energy. This is almost like someone not realizing how much power you had. Again, a real strong energy of you keeping things stum, keeping things really to yourself here. And why the hell shouldn't you? When someone hasn't cared about the energy they were creating between me and you and them. Sorry, what am I saying? Me and you. Magician energy. Again, there's this sense of you really realizing your true power. With the Dakini energy, I feel like you're channeling new energies you've never channeled before. Now, bearing in mind, I know that sounds a bit mystical or whatever, but life is mystical, life is energetic. And I feel like because you've shifted your mindset, it's given you access to different streams of consciousness. Show me this devil, please. Wheel of Fortune, karma. Okay, something designed to keep you in a 3D loop. And that might sound a little bit insidious, and that might sound like, oh my God, like a horror film. But it's not. It's just the mechanism of the universe. It's only our fear that makes us scared. LOL. When we see through a lens of zero fear, we can really see the fabric of reality for what it is. It's set up to test us. And we can't take it personally, even if we feel like we could blame someone for this or blame someone for that. It's all magnetism. We pull in what we need at the time when we pull it in. And then we can change and we can evolve and we can find our power. And we might see people through a different lens then, because our consciousness has been lifted up. Our consciousness has been upgraded. We have put in the work. We've put in the work to connecting with the divine. And now we're seeing things from a higher vantage point. And we're seeing toxicities we didn't see before. We're realizing the patterns that were, you know, going on in our life. We're realizing because we're this new version of ourselves, we can see the old version of ourselves as being perhaps toxic, codependent. Sat in pity for ourselves. We all do it, right? We all do it. We've all got an inner child, and our inner child can happily deal with the comfort forever. But that higher portion of us, the higher self, the portion of us that is divine, that is sovereign, will always, you know, when we put the work in, we connect with it. And that higher self needs to take control of our own inner child. I'm like, no, I'm not letting you do these patterns again. We need to parent ourselves sometimes, don't we? We need to be like, listen to ourselves, right? Listen, I'm not going to let you sit in comfort forever. You're capable of so much more. You're capable of creating whatever you want. You're capable of getting out of any pattern, any situation. So there's no fear here, actually. As much as we've got the moon, the devil, the 9 of swords, the 7 of swords, these are just natural flows of life. I feel like you're shifting. You're shifting energies. I do feel like the Knight of Swords energy could be a Gemini or an Aquarius, or maybe Libra energy, air sign energy, verbal energy, argumentative energy, fairly reckless energy. 3 of Wands popping its head out. I do shuffle the cards, and the way I read for myself, I will keep shuffling, and see which cards repeat and keep showing themselves. I don't want to put them all on the table because that's not how I read for myself. But I like to see what keeps on popping out. Interesting energies. And if one keeps on being determined over and over and over again to pop out, I'll take them out. Okay, we've had the Emperor popping out, the King of Wands, the 3 of Wands. Okay, so I feel like you've got too much power in your gas tank now. Okay, you've got a lot of power in your gas tank. Yeah, I feel like you've got a better relationship coming in, like over the horizon. 3 of Cups. You've got things to celebrate, okay? And the universe is pleased with you. We've got the good kitty card coming out here. I feel like you're doing really good divine work. Really good divine work. But there's still this sense of you being a little bit, you know, it's new. You know, newness. Like a new student at a new level of the game. Fire kitten, Page of Wands energy. This is a flame within you that you've got to nurture. Like a little piece of tinder on a beach, and they've spent ages rolling the stick between their hands to get this tiny spark. You know, and you've got to treat it like it's precious. That's how you've got to treat yourself right now, Scorpio. I feel like you're moving away from something. I feel like you're finding your inner warrior. And I feel like this is you, Emperor, Empress. I feel like this is your energy combined within you. They want me to move this here. All right, let's move all these down. They want you to see it like this, the Magician with the Empress and Emperor. The right hemisphere of the brain, the left hemisphere of the brain. Logic, reason, practicality, containment. The Emperor is very square. It's about the solidity of physical life. The Empress is very flowing. Yin realm energy, the right brain, creativity, artwork. You merge those two together and you get this harmonious infinity symbol. Okay, when you merge these two sides of your mind together, that's when you get that famous, notorious triangle, occultistic triangle, right? That's when you become a great manifester and a great creator of your own reality. Okay, let me pull some oracle cards. Let's see what the ancestors have to say about this phase of your life. What do we have, ancestors, for Scorpio for August 2022? Okay, we've got the Shaman of Loss here. What else? Ancestor of Memory. Interesting. Hunter of Gifts. Whoa. Why is she falling over? Ancestor of Illusion on the bottom of the deck. Okay. I feel like to access your gifts, you're going to have to lose something else, okay? And I feel like, again, it's something to do with multi-dimensionality. It's something to do with memories you've got in your ancestral Akashic cupboards, or let's call it Akashic libraries, all right? Cupboard, that's such a British thing to say. Okay, Ancestral Memory, Shaman of Loss, Hunter of Gifts. I feel like you're going to have to lose something to really become the full embodiment of who you are. Maybe you're thinking over a loss that you've had recently. We've got the stars light the way for me to see the journey the new year will take me on. I feel like this is definitely a new chapter for you, okay? And you could almost see it as those New Year's energies, something to celebrate, but at the same time, there's this poignant sense of everything that's come before is gone now, you know? And it's kind of like those cycles of life. It can really move us when we realize that in order to move into the next chapter, we've got to let go of the one before. Spirit's saying you'll always have your memories, and Let me zone into this energy again. You'll always have your memories, and they do count. They do. Every memory we've ever formed with anyone, it exists in non-physical. It becomes part of our Akashic library. It becomes part of us. So as much as we might feel like we're losing situations or things or phases in our life are getting cycled out for new ones to come in, we can never truly lose anything. It's just that human feeling. The emotions, aren't they challenging, you know? We've got overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. I like that. Okay, let's get another sacred traveler here. What other sacred traveler? Answering the call. The time is now. See, normally I'd only pull one sacred traveler unless Spirit told me to pull more. There's a door you've got to go through, Scorpio, and there's so much out there, and some of it may be scary and some of it may seem unfamiliar. You don't know what's coming, you don't know what to expect, but you have to escape the confines. You have to make that move out of this karmic cycle, out of this Nine of Swords, out of disappointment. Take what you can with you. Take the best and leave the rest. Take the best memories and leave those things, lose those things that don't serve you, because you've got gifts. You've got gifts. Initially leaving this door, it seems scary and it seems unfamiliar. You don't know what's going to happen. But there's something calling to you. We've got passion and pleasure on the bottom of the deck. Savor your life. A reminder that every moment can be made beautiful. Every moment we can harness and pull in beautiful energies by choosing to see the good in every moment, by choosing to appreciate what's present and not focus on the loss, but focus forward to the gifts that we want to conjure up, to the things that are going to be on our path, to the things that are going to feel great to us and new. But we need that courage, don't we, to step outside the lines. I'm definitely feeling a pattern interrupt here. You're interrupting a pattern and finding your power, and the universe always rewards that. The universe knows that the brave deserve reward. It's just the way our universal laws are created. We've got to do something different if we want something different. Okay, we've got a fiery climax approaches. Okay, so they're giving me Knight of Swords vibes. Expect some people around you, emotions are running high. Expect some people to not necessarily like the new version of you or be very accepting of the new version of you. But you've got to do what you've got to do here, Scorpio. Show me, show me. Show me one more for Scorpio, please. One more. The unending sadness of looking back, endless regret, obsessive grief, replaying the past, negative nostalgia. It's that feeling of loss and memory, and the memory of loss, or the memory of the way people have treated us, or those little storylines that keep being reenacted. And when we think back on the past and we think of those things that someone did that were just so annoying, we've got this tribal thing in us with humans where we like to think that the people around us can be relied upon. And most of the time when we're dealing with low vibrational people stuck in the karmic loop, what most people would refer to as normal people who aren't into spirituality or metaphysics. Even a lot of narcissists pretend to be into spirituality, okay, because it's a good cloak for them. But, you know, we want people to be there for us. But in modern day society, a lot of them can't even do the basics right. No tribal loyalty. And I feel like there's something here with someone maybe like, you know, sticking the knife in a little bit and giving you little jabs and little digs verbally, energetically, not being reliable, you know. And it's almost like these... you know, when people talk about needing closure, the closure is this, pattern interrupt. The closure is you deciding to change the pattern. That's the closure you give yourself. That's the satisfaction you give yourself when people have hurt you and they haven't been reliable tribal members. We've got the sacred beetle armor. You have a mighty shield. Okay, I feel like, especially with this Hierophant on the bottom of the deck, I feel like you've got major downloads. I feel like you're being majorly guided by the universe, and it's because you have earned access to this cosmic power. The Dakini is a very powerful, enlightened goddess, okay? She doesn't see the world through the eyes of science or logic or modern day thinking. The gods and the goddesses are timeless, and they see above and beyond our current storylines. They see our true power, and they coax us to join and merge with their energies in a natural, beautiful way. They see through your eyes. They feel what you feel. They know what you know. And they know it's a big, beautiful game, ultimately. I feel like you're really being protected here. I'm going to pull a couple of cards about this. Spirit wants me to pull some. The unending sadness of looking back. Show me. Show me, what does Scorpio need to know? Wheel of Fortune again. Karmic. You're moving. This wheel is moving now into sunshine, into happier channels of the mind. Remember, all is mind. We interpret life through our mindset. And I feel like now you are going to a better TV channel. Okay, you're getting off of the Karma channel and you're going up to the Sovereignty channel. These cats are chilled. Like, that cat looks like it's, I just thought for a moment, is that cat, you know? This is a Sun card. This is true relaxation, true bliss, true belonging. You've got the Empress again on the bottom of the deck. You do have the power to come out of any situation you want and create a new one that's way better. You just have to start thinking new thoughts, being a new version of yourself, commanding more from the universe. Excuse me. I'm hearing you have to reclaim your gifts, connect with versions of you that do exist. Scorpio, you're going to have to trust me. They do exist in the non-physical. Energies of people you've been in other lives, things you've achieved, personality, lenses of perspective. You can channel these new conscious streams of energy and integrate them into your current now moment. And if people knew how simple all this was, they would start to really, you know, realize a few things about the modern world. They'd start to realize how much the knowledge has been repressed, and they might even get a little bit mad, but we get what we earn, and you've earned this new mindset. You've earned knowing that you can create whatever you want. You've earned knowing that you are actually, you know, people don't realize what the tarot represents a lot of the time. The Fool is card 0. It represents our infinite potential to make a choice and start on down the road of the major arcana. The Magician, most humans in our society don't ever even get to stage 1, which is the Magician. Realizing what you truly are as a human being, realizing the power of your mind to create and alchemize any reality you want. Yeah, we do set out missions for ourselves before we incarnate into this specific vehicle. But that's still free will. We still chose that from a higher vantage point. And within the storyline you're living, you couldn't possibly imagine something for yourself or crave something if it wasn't possible for you to achieve. Okay, so I want you to have faith in yourself, Scorpio. Give yourself closure. Change the pattern, change the record, because you decided you're powerful enough to do it. Be that fighter. Fight for yourself. Stick up for yourself verbally if you need to. I feel like this devil, whoever this is in your life, and again, I'm not demonizing anyone. We can all represent the devil at certain times in our lives. We can all be toxic. We can all be 3D. We've all been there, done that, you know, in one way or another. We've all got a shadow. But I feel like there was stuff that's kind of, you know, you'll maybe be seeing clearly things that may have been hidden or secret from you, or sides to this person. They might just say one little thing and you see them in a whole new light. And be aware that, you know, they may try and goad you. They may try and make it clear to you in a few small words that they were kind of putting on an act. You know, I'm getting the sense of a male energy that's quite smug, like, oh yeah, well I was at so-and-so's house anyway. You know, they'll drop little things in, these men, when they're trying to annoy women. If I'm talking to a woman who's dealing with a man, and I'm not generalizing, but I'm speaking from my own experience. If you're dealing with a toxic man, and I can only speak as a woman who's dealt with a lot of men, I've never had a relationship with a woman, so I'm just going to say for at least one person out there, I feel like they're going to try and use their words to wind you up, to pull you into a toxic, you know, more of this circular, repetitive, karmic stuff. So really get in your power here, because this person might have a few tricks up their sleeve, you know, things that you wouldn't expect to hear from them. reactions you might not expect. Let's just put it that way. There you go. I summed it up a little bit better. I feel like you're getting out of any sort of illusion that's been holding you back. And you know the divine's with you, okay? You know the divine's with you. Right, look at this. 6 of Swords, Queen of Cups. Sometimes focusing on what truly means something to us, the Holy Grail, something that is valuable. We can feel its value. Emotionally, it's about how it makes us feel. Those are the clues. Our feelings are our indicators, our guide of what matters. Might require you to cut something else off, right? But happier times ahead, Scorpio. Way happier. The Sun card. Revel in this energy. I want you to Google Dakini. She's one of the most beautiful, beautiful, enlightened ones. And the answer isn't in the intellect with Dakini. The answer is in your intuition. Something you can't quite name. Something that doesn't seem to make logical sense. But to you, it makes perfect, intuitive, psychic sense. It makes sense to the divine. Remember, you've got free will. I'm going to read this line. There's something your gut will tell you if you can be expansive enough to hear the answer. She is not bound by the usual or by the expected. She will allow you to come up with the unthinkable, the most imaginative and the most brilliant outcome possible. Ask yourself, what is my intuition telling me in this moment? Okay. And then the intention is, my gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. Beautiful energy. Beautiful energy. Beautiful life available for you. Beautiful. You've got the power. Scorpios, you're powerful. You can transmute and transform anything you want. Anything. Mwah.